What's up guys, my name is Stephanie Castillo, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about anxiety. I'm not sure how long this video is going to take because I'm just going to be sharing with you guys a few stories where I had my first anxiety attacks and some of the ways that I was able to cope with it. I attended the school for my pre-K year through my 8th grade year. I never had any problems with any of the students till I started my 5th grade year. In my 5th grade year, I started doing PE with the boys, and that was because the teachers thought I was advanced enough to challenge myself a little bit with the guys. I loved the idea because I know I was good at the sport and I got along with the guys more than I did girls. Some of the girls found that an opportunity to start making fun of me because I am not playing the sport with girls. And being good at sports, people would just say mean things. And the more I did PE with the guys, the more I found myself in a really hard situation. Times that I would just go to the bathroom, some girls were in there and they would just start saying, "Oh, this is not your bathroom, the guy's bathroom's on the other hall." And it bothered me because they're saying that because I'm good at sports. I didn't want to stop playing sports just because I had some stupid comments from people. So I just brushed it off and kept at it, kept doing the thing that I love doing. As I got older, it got worse for me because when kids get older, they have more to say to you. For my 8th grade year, I made really stupid decisions because I was taking in the negativity that people would say to me. Those decisions affected me a lot, and I was not thinking about the outcome when this was happening. I made the decisions because people would tag me with things, and I thought that if those things were true, then people would stop saying those things to me. I mean, if I made those things true, I thought that they would stop calling me stuff. Instead of it stopping, it got really serious. Bullying got really serious to a point where I stopped going to school for a few weeks because the principal thought it was best for me just to take time off. It got to the point where the principal thought it was best for me to just move schools. So I stopped going to school, and every time my siblings will come back to school, I was very anxious to see my mom come back and hear what she had to say about the way the situation is being dealt with. My mom was on the phone with the principal, and I couldn't deal with it anymore. I went upstairs and I started crying. I felt like somebody was sitting on my chest. I couldn't breathe. I was feeling very suffocated and I felt like fainting. All the negativity that people have told you, it just hit me. My mom came upstairs and she wanted to talk to me. She laid down with me and she prayed for me. I was feeling this way. It was my first time having an anxiety attack, so I didn't know what to think or how to stop it. She would tell me that things were gonna get better. I'm glad that none of this came to the point where I wanted to commit suicide. So I left the school and I attended my sister's school. I didn't want to be there. I knew that my friends were in the other school. I didn't want nothing to do with a new school. I planned on graduating with my class at my old school, and because of the decisions that I made, that never happened. The first few weeks at my sister's school, my sister's friend, it was her birthday and my sister was with her and they were having a good time before school started. Every time I went to school, I noticed everybody in their own clique. Knowing that, I just kept thinking negative, telling myself this is never gonna get better. And everybody was having a good time and everybody was with their friends, and I was sitting down on the bench and I just started crying. The bell rung so everybody could go to the first period, and my sister saw that I was crying, so she took me to the office and she was asking what happened. I had an anxiety attack again in the office, and I called my mom and I was just crying and I was telling her it's not gonna get better for me. I don't want to be here. I want to go back to my old school, and if I can't, I don't want to go to school at all. And it was just very hard weeks getting used to going to a new school. And I left at a really wrong time because I left on the last months of school. I don't even have enough time to make friends. Like, it was just really hard for me till I met 3 amazing friends of mine. A friend of mine, she would always come up to me and she would tell me that I can have lunch with her. I didn't know who she was then, and it scared me because I don't want to start over. I don't want to make new friends. I don't want to be I don't want to consider myself part of this school. I'll tell them I'll go, but I'm never going to show up because I don't want to make friends. I didn't want to be your friend. And I noticed myself losing an opportunity in making friends and knowing that if I have friends through the situation that I'm going through, that school was gonna go faster for me. So I gave it a shot. I started talking to 3 awesome friends of mine. I gave it a chance. They told me to have lunch with them, and I just passed by once in a while. I never sat down to have lunch with them, and it always scared me. Every time I thought about making new friends, I just was so negative about it. Just at the point where I became very close to these 3 friends of mine, the school decides to shut down because of the lack of funds and money that they were making for the school. I gotta start over again. I wasn't happy about that. I mean, I just got comfortable and now I have to start all over. 2 days ago, I went to a school orientation for the school that I'm going to be going to this year for my sophomore year. And when I got there, the second we parked, I felt a weight on my shoulders. So I went on, and we were there a little early, so there was not a lot of kids or families there. And this was an orientation for a lot of the new kids that are going to be attending the school this year. People doubled. There was so much more people. My chest started pumping, and I was looking for people that I knew. I started seeing familiar faces. I was calming myself down. I saw 2 friends of mine, and I went to hang out with them, and we were talking about school, and I'm trying to keep a really positive attitude towards this whole thing. Deep inside, I have this huge hate, disappointment that I have to start all over again, but I try to keep it positive. And so we went to meetings for students to get your lockers. They're just telling you about how the school is being run and what we're going to be doing that year. The second they told my grade to stand up and go to get like my paper for my lockers and stuff, I went outside and I saw the kids in my class. Everybody made their way outside, and that's when I had another anxiety attack. I couldn't breathe. I tried to play it off like everything was fine. I was walking through halls, and as I was walking, I was able to hear everybody's voice individually, and there was a lot of people in that hall, and everybody was just yelling. I couldn't breathe again. I felt like fainting. During the anxiety attack, I was thinking, you know what? I'm gonna get bullied again. I was being extremely negative. I didn't like it there. I was following my mom and my sister because my sister was looking for her classes. Came to my turn to look for my classes, and my mom's just like, here, let me see your papers so we can look for your classes. And I told her I don't want to look for my classes. I want to get out. Like, skip my classes. I don't care. I'll figure it out on the first day of school. Let's just go. We got in the car and we left. When I got home that night, I just started crying and crying. I didn't know what was going on with me. My heart started pumping. My head was killing me, and I couldn't stop crying. I didn't know what to do. Tried to sleep every once in a while, just show up in my parents' room and just tell my mom that I'm not feeling good, and every time I came up to her, she knew you're having a lot of anxiety thinking about starting over again. She knows about everything that happened at schools that I went to, and she knows that I don't have an easy time. I'm not good at starting over. I'm used to the same people around me, and going to this school and seeing new people every time I turned. It's a really big school for me, and I just felt really overwhelmed. But that night I just thought, you know what, like, I'm not gonna let anxiety get to me. Like, I have to have a positive attitude towards this. This is where I'm gonna be going for the next 3 years. I prayed, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up feeling fine, but still having that thought in my head, like, I'm gonna go to school on Monday and I don't even have my classes. I told myself that morning, I'm gonna have a good day today. I'm gonna be positive, and on the first day of school, it's gonna run smoothly for me. I went out to eat with my mom and dad, and I got a message from a girl that I shadowed for that school, and she was just saying how she can't wait for me to go to that school, and she hopes that I have a good year. Right when I got that message, when she was mentioning that school was gonna start on Monday, I was just like panicking. I was really happy knowing that I already have a friend. I already have a friend at the school. I had so many people that are supporting me through this. I have so many friends that are there for me, and my family is there for me, and if I need anything, when I pray that my anxiety goes away. I just want to say that if you're having anxiety about going to school, if you tell yourself that you're gonna have a good day and nothing's gonna change that, like, you're in charge of how your day goes, so you're gonna have a good day, and when someone says something negative to you about you and at the school that you're going to, just know that you have to ignore it and you can't let it get to you. And if you tell yourself, after someone says something negative to you, if you tell yourself that you're gonna have a good day and you're not gonna let that word or whatever they said to you bother you, that you're gonna get back on track and you're gonna have a good day. It's extremely hard to be positive. You just gotta do it. It's gonna help you. And when it comes to anxiety, I just have to have my time with God, and I know that He's listening. Even though I might not get my response right away, I know He's listening. And just like talking to God and letting everything out, it releases so much anxiety. And just knowing that I have an amazing family, amazing siblings, and amazing friends, you just gotta think the positive. And I know that you might be thinking, like, now's not the time to think positive. It's gonna be there because it happened, and it's gonna hurt because they said something to you, but you just have to push it off. Just be the better person. For all of the people that are going to school on Monday, I pray that you guys have a good day. So yeah, that is the end of the video. Hopefully this helps some of you guys. And yeah, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. So really quick, before I end this video, yesterday I was editing it and I wanted to emphasize some points that I wanted to make clear to you guys. And I'm not trying to make this video any longer than it already is. So really quick, if you are a woman and you are playing a sport that is considered a male sport, do it to the best of your freaking ability. Don't let people put you down for what you're good at. You shouldn't be afraid to do anything. Second, some ways to release anxiety is self-motivation. Be sure to tell yourself positive and encouraging things. Surround yourself with people you know aren't going to judge you. Another thing that helps me release anxiety is my faith and having that constant relationship with God and keeping your family close. I know some of you guys are thinking that's the last thing that you want to do is involve your family, but they're going to be with you forever. Friends come and go. Just be sure to keep that relationship with them. And don't exclude yourself from them just because you guys feel that they won't understand. Anxiety is negative, and surrounding yourself by the negativity is only going to make the situation worse. And last, society wants to tell you who you should be. Don't let anybody determine who you are. God already established that. So yeah, that's all I want to say. It might be hard, but it's not impossible.